You just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you. Reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy smart, I'm not gonna do my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. You knocked on my window and slept on my pillow, then said you had found your place. Not sure if I want this. You don't think that I notice. This isn't like giving you space. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, pretending that I don't know who you are every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. Talk to me, just talk to me. Talk to me, 'cause I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Just watch me.
I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait to see if it's worth your while. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me.
Give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Just watch me. Just watch me.
like we had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act, just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. You knocked on my window and slept on my pillow, then said you had found your place. Not sure if I want this. You don't think that I notice. This isn't like giving you space. I don't wanna play the quiet type when I'm near you, pretending that I don't know who you are every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act, just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. Talk to me, just talk to me. Talk to me, 'cause I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart. I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart.
Just watch me, just watch me.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind.
Just watch me. Just watch me.
What's up, y'all? Shawn here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. This is Tuesday night studio sessions. This is just kind of what we do now here on the channel. It's a good chance for me to get to know who's watching, get to know what you guys like to see, what you guys want to see, what you're interested in. And, you know, it's become something that I just look forward to every week. Yeah. So we've been chatting with Brent Newman and Bassmaster Films. Bassmaster used to be Fishing for Success. I watched a video where he was changing his logo and his branding, and so he's in the middle of that. Changed his name, and now he's working on the logo animation. So that's pretty cool. We were just chatting about After Effects, and I was trying to think of the last thing that I did in After Effects. I used to do, so as a career path, I used to be a Flash animator. and Apple kind of killed Flash. It was Macromedia Flash, and then it turned into Adobe Flash. But it was keyframe animations, and you could draw a stroke, and then like a freeform stroke, and then you could have a bee fly around it. And then I used to do that for auto dealerships. It was a company called Dealer Skins, and I would animate home pages is what I would do. So the logo would come in, and then the menu would fly in, and sometimes we'd write the name of the dealership, kind of like Tinkerbell particles flittering out on the logo, or we'd have cars come in and do little Snoop Dogg bounce, 2 miles an hour so everybody sees you, that kind of thing. They'd beep, and then the headlights would flash, and then we'd roll that car out, and then roll another car in, and whatever the car of the year was. So yeah, it takes me back to animating. I haven't animated in a while. I've kind of turned my focus to video since I've been doing this YouTube channel, but it might be kind of fun. I thought about doing some sort of logo animation for my intro, but I've just had so many videos that I can't even get to. So that's just another thing. But that's cool. I went and watched some of Bassmaster's videos last week, and I'll have to say it looked like you were in a hotel room. I'm not sure, but you were eating blazing wings from Buffalo Wild Wings, and I happen to love blazing wings. We used to have a bunch of guys on Tuesday nights. We would go out to Buffalo Wild Wings, kids in the youth group, and we would kind of mentor them. Really just hang out with them, but they were all in like transition ages and in college, and potential to really screw up their lives, once you kind of get it in your own hands. So we were trying to mentor them and kind of keep them on the right path. And so we would go out to Buffalo Wild Wings every week, and we had a standing standing thing where if you ate 12 blazing wings, we would pay for them. But if you didn't eat them, you had to pay for them. So we would do that every week, and some guys would fail miserably because blazing wings, they're almost painful. They hurt going in, they hurt coming back out. I've lived in Nashville for a long time, so I'm used to Nashville hot chicken, and I'm kind of used to eating hot stuff at this point. But man, those wings would just. There was one guy though, he just ate through them like it was nothing, and he said the secret to eating them was to not stop. As soon as you stop and breathe a little bit, all of a sudden you feel all the hot wings, you feel the spices, you feel everything that's going on, and then ranch, potatoes, milk, and bread is how you kill the heat in your mouth. And I think what were you doing, Bassmaster? You were doing like chocolate sauce, or like a chocolate pie or something. But that seemed to help you out. So anyway, that was kind of fun. If you guys notice, my nose is really, really red. Since we have the virus going on, I went and got a massage last week because it was my birthday, and I kept my mask on my face. And you're laying on your stomach for like 45 minutes, and so all my sinuses from spraying just kind of flowed into my mask and kind of collected there. So I got kind of a sinus infection yesterday, and I couldn't sleep very well last night. So I'm a little under the weather, but I'm excited. I'm happy. And I had a little extra time this week to play with the studio a little bit. Got the got the standing desk back there, and then I've got my TV behind that, and then I'm running Keynote to my TV from my iPad. So we're gonna, I'm gonna kind of use that as kind of the newsroom type, whatever we're talking about. So that's cool. Yeah, Bassmaster, I'd love to critique your animation. The He says chocolate syrup is the only thing that works for him. Well, it's good to know what works for you, man. It's good to know. So in about 15 minutes, we're going to start talking about the Insta360 on the DJI Mavic Pro. I've got it sitting back there. Excuse me for 1 second.
Last night we had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't.
Sorry guys, I thought I was going to sneeze. That might happen from time to time tonight, just so you guys know. But yeah, and for some reason the screen is taking forever to load tonight. But we'll just deal with that. Hopefully you guys can see well, and StreamYard just happens to be going pretty slow tonight. But yeah. And I do have one slide on my Keynote deck that might just die over Wi-Fi. So we'll see what's happening. But had a pretty good birthday. I turned 44 on Friday. Nope, Saturday. Yep, I turned 44 on Saturday. I don't feel any different. One of the differences is that my hair is getting long because I have not had a haircut in a couple months. But I kind of like it. But the longer it gets, the thinner it gets. And it's like kind of see-through up there. But it's not fun to have see-through hair when you run a drone channel. Because you kind of fly over and point down at your head. But yeah, Bassmaster, do you have a link to your logo animation? We can run through it right now if you want to. Hopefully it's appropriate. What's up, Steve Carpenter? All right. So, yeah, paste it in here. It's the latest video. Okay, we can do that. That's weird. As moderator, I can't. All right, we'll just do a search for you. Talk amongst yourselves. Old man trying to Google. Just kidding. I like how you're deleting that video in 24 hours and it's been up for over a week. Or almost a week. I've done that before too. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to watch the new logo animation, and then I'm going to critique it. I like it. Uh-oh. Nope. All right. So I'm going to play it in slow motion. We're going to run through it really slow. All right, so first of all, we've got, you're going through the holes of the film reel. You got a black reel and you got an orange reel. Black and orange are great colors that go together. I really like the shadow and the lens flares going on. Looks really good. Let's pause on the logo. I don't know what's happening down there. All right, we're gonna pause on the logo real quick. So we've got a film, like an old school film camera. Bassmaster Films. I think that's a cool name. I do know in your video that you're going to take down that you wanted to get away from fishing, people thinking you were a fishing channel. I think the logo is definitely going to help with that, because you've got a camera on the logo as opposed to before you had a fish and a hook. It definitely looked like a fishing channel. And I get what you were doing, kind of a play on words, fishing for success. So your last name is Bass. So you incorporated your last name, Master Films. Kind of reminds me of the master classes going on. I think that's really cool. I like the horizontal rule on both sides of films. I will say the Bassmaster is heavy. Films is a little bit lighter. So it's kind of a top-heavy logo, whereas some logos that have like, well, I guess I'm not going to be that critical. I think it looks great, man. I like the font. The font is really easy to read. I'm a huge fan of simple-to-read fonts, especially the more, so I'm a UX designer, and so I spend a lot of my time, well, I'm a UX engineer now, but I spend a lot of my time making things very readable, very accessible to users. So I think your logo does that. And I like the fly-through. I think the fly-through is cool. You're like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I like that it's really short. Some people have like these logo animations that are like a minute long, and I kind of did at the beginning. I was like, yeah. I think if it's just a logo, it needs to be as short as it can be. If it's like a demo reel, then I think that's something that can be, you can have a little bit more to it. But yeah, I think it's cool, man. I like the colors a lot. I do. So that's that. Looks like Nacho snuck in. What's up, Nacho? Hope you're doing good. I'm a little under the weather tonight. I loved the videos I saw of your dog in that special tank bag that you made. I love the goggles on that little dog. It's awesome. But welcome. I finally got that in the mail. I can't point to it. Right there. I finally got the Insta360 1R Aerial Edition. Ordered it January 7th. Got it on May 11th. So, there it is. So you do feel good? Good. I hate it that you've had such an issue with health lately. I hate it that the world has such an issue with health. It has sucked to be alive lately. Yeah, Nacho, it's interesting. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, whether waiting 5 months and paying what I paid for it was worth it. For those of you that haven't been around on the channel for a while, I started this channel about 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years, July 3rd, I think. And I started my channel out trying to put 360-degree cameras on drones. I had an older version of the DJI Mavic Pro, is what I started out with. I had got a new job right when I started this YouTube channel, and so with the first paycheck, you know, they always say go out and buy new clothes for your new job. I spent it on a drone. I spent it on the DJI Mavic Pro. Almost spent it on the GoPro Karma, but I didn't have my paycheck in time. And then the next day, the DJI Mavic Pro came out, and I was like, I'm getting that one. So glad I made that decision. And I have been trying, I really think 360-degree video is the future for drones. I know there's still a ways to go to get the technology there, because there's vibration, there's horizontal hold, there's stitching, and there's just the quality. You know, with one sensor and one lens pointing in one direction, you can get some killer quality. But I feel like, a lot of drone photography and drone videography, some of the really good videography is up close. Like it's when you're flying, you're flying next to a steeple on a church, or you're flying, around a building that has beautiful reflections, stuff like that. That's close-up videography. But then there's also, drone videography that's just, you're kind of up in the air away from the earth. So details aren't that important, but like dynamic range and clarity and, parallax and stuff like that is what really makes drone video good. And sometimes you're not pointing your camera in the right direction. Sometimes things happen. Beautiful flock of birds fly by, but you happen to be pointing your camera in the other direction, so you don't get that. But if you're recording with a 360-degree camera, you can go back and point at that later. And it could be as simple as just a couple cameras pointing in different directions, and but so I've been trying to play around with 360-degree video, and I used to do it with a DSLR, not video but photos, and sorry, I think I'm about to sneeze. But I used to take a DSLR camera and take 40 wait, not 40 something images, 12 by 12 by 12, is that right? No, 8. I took 8 images plus 8 images, 16, plus 8 images, which is 24, and then I took a top and a bottom. So I took 26 images to make a 360 degree oh, my quality's not doing good, is it, guys? But so that's what I used to do. But now, with the 360 camera, you can just take a picture, and it's instant, and you don't have to worry. Like I used to, there are some pictures that I took where there's a car in it, and that same car is in it 3 spots because as I was taking the picture, the car was moving, or there'd be people walking around a trail, and there'd be clones of them all over my picture because it took me like a couple minutes to take a picture. So in those couple minutes, they had moved to a different spot in my shot. So for a while, I would go to places that didn't have people in it. So I would be able to, take the picture without people in it. And then I would take a picture over grass or concrete because that was the easiest thing for me to clone brush and fix the patch on the bottom. All the stuff that I used to do just to make a 360 degree image. Now you've got it built into your drones. The first drone that I actually did it with the drone camera was the are you buffering or me? I'm not sure if I'm buffering or not. My internet's going pretty good. I know YouTube is struggling right now. StreamYards was struggling as well with streaming. I am going to turn off this and see if that helps. But the next drone that I used was the Parrot Bebop, and that was a drone that Parrot released an SDK, so people could utilize the software that ran the drone, and they could write a program to take a 360 degree photo. So I bought this application on my iPhone from this guy in Italy, and it was called Bebop 360. So Bassmaster says I'm buffering. Steven Drones, it's buffering for him, and then Nunley says no buffering here. Yeah, I'm looking at the I don't have any warnings that my stream is messing up, so I'm just going to continue to go. But thank you for checking that for me, guys. So what was I saying? But yeah, the whatchamacallit. Something else that you might do, Bassmaster, is watch my stream at a lower resolution. That might help. Brett Newman says he sees brief buffering then and now. Yeah, the world is streaming right now, guys. Everybody is stuck at home. I've noticed our Zoom calls, our WebEx at work, like just the entire world is living on the internet right now. So hopefully it'll be a good night. Better than the other night. What was it? Last week or 2 weeks ago, I was streaming in 2 places at one time. Like Streamlabs died, and then I brought it back up, and it started streaming in a different spot, and I was like, why am I streaming in 2 different places? So what we're going to talk about tonight is the Insta360 Aerial Edition. And I'm going to take a sip because my throat is, it's all gunky. Uh-oh. I'm out of drink over there. Let's see if we got some. Yep, we got some coffee. Warm it up, Chris. I'm about to. So the Insta360 Aerial Edition is... Should I talk about the Insta360 first, or should we just go straight to the Aerial Edition? I feel like last week I talked about the 1-inch edition, and you guys, probably everybody in here understands what that camera is about. But the Insta360 is a modular system that has a battery, a brain, and then it has a whole bunch of different mods, different lenses. So, and what I love about it, I think it's ingenious that you can take one camera and swap out the parts and have multiple cameras. I'm really into 360 cameras, but you don't really want a 360 camera all the time. There's a mod coming out. It says coming soon, which is a 180 mod. And I am super excited about that. And basically it's a 3D mod. And what it lets you do is if you've got the 4K mod, which is the lens that's like a GoPro, you can have GoPro in 3D. Or if you have the 1-inch edition, if you have two of those, you can do two 1-inch 5.3K cameras. So you can do a VR 180, but it's going to look like a lot of the videos you see on the Oculus Quest or on the Oculus Rift, where you go to a concert in 3D. I'm really excited about that. I know some of my viewers, like Nacho, can't see in 3D, but I love going to different locations that people have recorded in 3D and just kind of look around. It just blows my mind that I can do that now. Put a headset on and then just go around. And I know Nacho's son is really into VR right now. But let's watch a little video. I am going to... I've got it here. Let's see if it works. So direct your attention to the screen. This is the Aerial Edition. It says in the instructions that you shouldn't hand launch and hand catch, but in the video, that's exactly what they do. So I think it's kind of funny. But I'm sure there's like a legal department that is trying to cover their bases. There's a big long paragraph in the instructions that say, fly this at your own risk. By using this edition, you waive all, all liabilities. And I mean, it's this huge thing. So this is the Insta360 Aerial Edition. There's two different versions right now. There's a Mavic 2 Pro, or a Mavic 2 version, and a DJI Mavic Pro version. The Mavic Pro Edition, which is the older drone, is pretty much what they designed this for. Because it says it doesn't mess with the GPS. It kind of messed with my GPS this morning. But from what I understand, the Mavic 2, it just kills that GPS. But I think it's still flyable because my GPS went away this morning and I was still able to fly it. But if your GPS goes out, you really should bring it back as fast as you can. One thing that I wanted to do with this was I wanted to create a drone link mission, and then I wanted to fly it with my Insta360 camera on it. But if the GPS goes out at any time, that drone is just going to fly away. So probably not going to do that now. But yeah, do you guys want to see it? Raise your hand if you want to see it. Super chat $100 if you want to see it. I'm just kidding. Where's my coffee? There's my coffee. I'll bring it over. I don't really know how to hold it. So let me come back here. So in order to, and I didn't put the lens on the bottom because I wanted to sit it down like this. If you put the lens on the bottom, you can put these legs like this to sit it down, and it'll, you know, protect the lens while you're working with it. But just like all the other Insta360 cameras, it's got a brain and it's got a... Oh, thanks for the super chat. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to give me your last penny, buddy. No, but that's cool. I really appreciate that. And you chatted $2 and it matches my branding. So that's cool. A couple things that I'd... once you have this thing all set up, you can't put the camera guard back on because it uses this little part to snap on. But these are the lenses. It's got, you know, these lens covers, and I think this messed up my shot this morning, this little lens cover. And then I don't want to touch the lens. This is 1/2 of the sphere, and it just slides right into it, and then there's a connector here, and then if you guys see where those screws are, there's all these wires connecting everything in. If I pull this out, oh, I don't know what to do with it. So if I pull this out, on this side is the battery, and on this side is kind of the brain. It's got the screen, it's got the record button and the power button and all that. So that snaps back down in there. Oh wait, this way. The build quality is really good. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever received anything from Shapeways, but it feels like that. It feels like a really good 3D printed device. It clamps around the entire drone, so there's no, if the only thing that's going to fall out of the sky is everything. It's not a mount that snaps on. It actually clamps around the entire drone. I do want to show you this. This is kind of cool. I'm going to take all the parts out. All right. So this is the brain, and this is on all the Insta360 cameras. So whether you get the twin edition, the 1-inch mod, or the 1-inch edition, the trio, all those come, this is the same on all of them. Okay. This is the vertical battery. This only comes with this edition so far. And then this is the regular battery. So, and the only thing that I don't like about these dual lenses is that they do not snap together. They literally fit together like a puzzle, but they do not snap together at all. So the first, I mean, the plastic was still on the cover, on the lenses, but when I opened it up, like, they just kind of fell apart, and I didn't like that at all. But you can take this, and hook it up to the brain. So you take these and snap them all together. So at this point, I can put either battery on this. So if I put the vertical battery on it, it kind of turns into a really thick Insta361. It's kind of weird looking, but check it out. So it is a 360 camera, which is kind of interesting. But I'm going to turn it off. Why am I making everybody poor? I really appreciate the super chats, though. I'm really thankful for that. If you snap on this battery, then this is just a regular Insta360 1R. The only difference is it's not waterproof because these don't snap together very well. But in order to hold everything together, it's not right. If you put it in its cage, then it becomes really, really solid. So now I basically have two Insta361Rs now, so I can record with. Funny thing about it is, after fees and taxes, he only profits 50 cents. That's probably right. So yeah, there's that. And I think they sent me an extra battery because I sent them a message, and I kind of asked where the mod was, because I ordered it in January, and I have grace that they're dealing with the virus and all this kind of stuff, so I don't want to be a jerk. But I was just curious as to when the ETA was when they sent it out. Let them know that I ran a YouTube channel and was planning on doing a lot of videos about Insta360, and so I think they sent me an extra battery. But now I need to buy a battery hub so I can charge all of them. But I've got some pictures that I want to show you guys of stuff that I've done from a drone in the 360 world. Okay? So this is a picture that I took above my my son's elementary school, and they were building a lot of there's a lot of construction around it. So if you see, like, right here is like a huge mud pit of construction. Over here is the school. Man, this is hard. Over here is kind of the apartment complex we used to live in. And then I caught the sunset from the sky, and it turned out amazing. I ended up taking 3 different pictures. So I feel like this is a photoshopped version of all 3 images. But since the drone, I took it in the same spot, I was able to overlay the 3 images and make it look really good. This is kind of over by where I work. If you see these buildings back here, man, right there. Those buildings right there, those are the buildings that I work in, or will work in again once we go back to the office. Right now we're all working from home. But if you guys remember back when I had my Segway, I would do these videos called Segway Adventures, and I would get on my Segway in the parking garage where I worked, and then I'd drive like a mile away on my Segway on the sidewalk, and then I'd do a drone video. And this is just a really cool cul-de-sac by where I work, and it's got, like, this building right here is really, really cool. It's kind of like an old school, I don't know, boutique or whatever. And then this is a close-up of it. And just the detail that you get. If you think about a camera that can take let's say 10 megapixel camera. If you take 10 megapixel shots, but you take 45 of them and stitch them all together, you know, you've got a potential of like at least a 400 megapixel picture. Okay, that is some crazy detail. Now, if with the Insta360 up there, it will not take that good of image. I'm curious as to what kind of image it'll take. Let's go back over here. Let's hit the specs. So the photo resolution, I'm not sure what that is. It's supposed to say megapixel on here for my presentation, and it doesn't. But yeah. But I saw, where was that? I saw a picture of the one that I really want. Check this out, guys. The 3D mount. I'm so excited about that. Hopefully it'll just be an addition. Like it'll just be this piece. And then I might have to buy an extra mod or something. But yeah, this is what we're talking about tonight. This is the aerial mod. So yeah. We're going to go back here. This is a picture I took with my unique Typhoon H. And this is actually a runway that's not used anymore. And I went out with Ken Herron and a bunch of other people that watch his channel, and we raced our drones to see who. He had a speedometer, or not a speedometer, but like a speed, like a radar gun, and we flew our drones as fast as we could by his head, and he aimed his gun at it, and then I did my Paradenofi, and I did my unique Typhoon H, and I didn't win either one of them. His Inspire actually flew pretty darn fast. I'm sorry, Steve, that you're having a hard time watching the show tonight. I wish I could do something about it, but I don't think I can. So yeah. And then this is a picture I took with my Paradenofi. Paradenofi is the first drone that I had that could point up, so I could actually take the entire sphere with just the drone. Other drones that I've taken spheres with, I've actually stuck a 360 camera up in the air and taken a picture of the sky, and then used that picture to patch the sky later. But I thought this one turned out really, really well. Whenever you're doing 360 degree photos or videos, right where the center of the image is what you want to pay attention as to what's on the ground. So I've always like tried to put my tripod on a handicap. Like if you're in a parking lot and there's like a really big blue painted handicap symbol, that's something that can make your tiny planet just look really cool. Or like this one has the amphitheater. So there's all these rows of seats. They're just like, they're pretty much like steps with grass on them. But from the sky, they look really, really cool. And then if there's a building in my tiny planet, I always like to shove it in the corner. I just think that's kind of cool. And then this is the last picture that I want to show you guys. This was a 360 image that I took with the DJI Spark, believe it or not, and took that straight up in the air in the parking lot, and took a picture of my building that I work in, and there was a photo competition, and so I destroyed the competition pretty much. So I won the photo competition at work with that shot. And what that is it's a 360 image that I put in Kula, which if you guys aren't familiar with Kula, it's a kind of a social networking site that you can display, kind of like Flickr, for 360 images. but then, and all I did was I took a screenshot of, you can make it a tiny planet and look around. And so I framed my shot perfectly and then took a picture of it. And then when I took it into Photoshop, I did some tilt shift action to it. So kind of blurred the edges so it really focused on the building. So yeah. What do you guys think about the keynote presentation up there in the corner? Is that kind of cool, or am I just making myself look old? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat. Every week I try to improve myself. And I think, if it's hard to completely like change everything around overnight, but if like Bassmaster, he changed his name, and then he made a new logo, and now he's working on the logo animation. So if you can take little bite-sized chunks and make your brand better or make your website better, then yeah. So and then with the curtain, what I decided to do is I decided that 80% of my office was going to be presentation. That at some point I'm going to do a video from that direction pointing back at this, and I want my computer and 2 extra monitors and my ring light halo and my camera, like I want all that to look cool and techy, so that I can do some videos from that direction. Probably like an intro of me teaching you guys some software or something like that. And then right behind that curtain is almost to the wall, but there's like a bunch of Rubbermaid containers back there, and there's like drawers, and it's just all of my storage is kind of back behind that curtain. And during the week I can just move that curtain over, and I've got a workable office. I also have a charging station back there. I took 2 rubber, they're like Sterilite dressers, they're like Rubbermaid dressers, plastic dressers, and I took a tabletop and put them on top of there. And then I have like I charged, I think 3, 6, 9, I charged 12 batteries yesterday, in hopes that when I get this I could just go out and fly my drone, and then I forgot to charge the controller. So that was kind of disappointing. I got out there, I got everything all set up. I'm like, I've got 20 minutes until my next meeting, and I took my phone out of the case, put it in the controller, went to turn the controller on, and nothing. And it was weird because I had the lens on the top of the drone and a lens on the bottom of the drone, so I couldn't sit the drone down really anywhere. I finally figured out how to put put the hind legs down so I wouldn't mess up the drone, or wouldn't mess up the lens. But yeah, it was interesting. So what time is it? 7:30. I told you guys I wasn't feeling very good, so I'm probably not going to make it till 8. I'm feeling pretty good right now, but I can see that I'm starting to sweat. And my shorts are kind of moist. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm getting to the point where I kind of want to go to bed. But some things that I haven't talked about right there is something that I got today. It's the mic adapter for the Insta360 1R. And then right here is the remote control. And this is the GPS smart remote. And what the GPS smart remote does is it gives GPS location and telemetry to the Insta360, a lot of the Insta360 cameras. It works with I think it works with the Insta360 One. I know it works with the Insta360 One X. Pretty sure it works with the Evo, and then it works with the 1R. Oh! I forgot to tell you guys. Look what I found this week. Oh. I finally cleaned my office, and I found my Evo, my Insta360 Evo. So, pretty excited about that. I might do a drone video with the aerial edition and then put up a VR 180 version of it. That might be kind of fun. But I also want to do a VR 180 just from the drone. Yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about with the Insta360 One R this week. Pretty excited about it. Now that I have 2 versions of them, I will be able to do some better comparisons. The day that I did comparisons between the 1-inch and the 4K mod, it was a kind of a dreary day. It's been a weird year. The weather's been weird. It was 80 degrees and it was freezing in the same week last week. That's crazy. The fact that it went below freezing in Nashville, Tennessee in May is weird. Bassmaster asked, what software do I use to record? So I for the most part, I just record using the cameras that I have. The trailer for this, I did that straight into Streamlabs, but the quality in Streamlabs is not great at all. I generally like to record in 4K, and then I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos. And what I love about Final Cut Pro, I got a shiny nose. What I love about Final Cut Pro is I purchased that for $300 6 years ago. It's probably 6 years ago, and that program just keeps updating itself. Whereas I spend $30 a month on Adobe. So I've definitely spent more on Adobe than I ever did on Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro, like one day I was doing 360 videos and all of a sudden it supported 360 videos. So I could take 360 degree video from any camera that I shot with straight into Final Cut Pro. I could make a Tiny Planet video out of it. I could move, I could do the barrel rolls. I could do all that kind of stuff in Final Cut Pro. And then so we were talking about Adobe After Effects earlier. So Adobe After Effects to Premiere is on a Mac. Motion by Apple is like After Effects for Final Cut Pro. So I can make like little bugs. I can make lower thirds. I can make logo animations in Motion, and then I can bring those into Final Cut Pro, and I can adjust things in Final Cut Pro because the applications work together. So if I did like a generic logo animation, then I could pull it in, and then if I was working with clients, I could change the font, change the color, fit their branding, and go with it. So that's what I love about all of that. But yeah, I've got Logic, which is kind of audio recording software, and Final Cut Pro 10 that I've been using for years, that I paid for years ago, that are just continually upgrading themselves as long as I stay on Mac. So I love that. So Bassmaster just bought Bandicam. He thinks it's better than Streamlabs, so I will check that out. I just got Streamlabs as a I'm going to do some reviews on it. I already did one review on it, but I'm going to do a couple more tutorial videos on Streamlabs, because I think as an overall package, one-stop shop for creators, I think Streamlabs is amazing. Especially if you don't know how to design, or you don't know how to build your brand. There are so many awesome templates that you can just get out of the box, for the subscription. So I think it's a good investment, especially if you're monetized. If you make, if your channel, like my channel makes probably $80 a month from YouTube, and then I make about $200 a month through Amazon. But you know, just a simple $20 investment to you know, to bring people to your channel and to actually make more money through you know, being more professional. I think it's really cool. But yeah, I'll check out Bandicam after the stream. So yeah, so now let's talk about what is coming to the channel. My DJI Mavic Air 2 shipped yesterday, so I think I'm getting it in the mail tomorrow. And then I bought the Autel Evo 2 Pro. I did. So that drone should be coming in the mail when it's available. I bought it from Best Buy, and they were out of stock, but they said that it will ship shortly. I don't know if that's just marketing speak to eventually, you know, saying eventually. I noticed that I'm flashing. It's because this screen. Let me get this off the screen. All right. there's a animation that keeps looping. So I think that's pretty funny. So, and I should show you guys. I should show you guys my Cinewhoop that came in the mail, but I don't have it. Where I can access it. Where did I put it? I don't know. But I've got a Cinewhoop too. But as per Nacho's advice, I am going to play around in the. I bought a simulator called Liftoff on Steam. And I'm going to be playing that for a little while before I actually take the Cinewhoop out, because I don't want to. It's supposed to be kind of indestructible, but it's also kind of fragile, it looks like, because there's like wires hanging out and pieces. I don't know. I'm kind of new to the FPV, but it's kind of make it as light as possible. So there's all these like holes cut out of the sides of it and stuff, and for me, I can see myself just landing on a wet patch of grass and, you know, killing my servos or something. But anyway, I'm going to be learning how to do that. I've got this little guy that I flew in my live stream a while back. This is a little tiny whoop. And it's been a lot of fun. And then something I can show you is I did a thing where I put the guards on. Actually, I can scoot back. I got plenty of room. I put the guards on the DJI Mavic Mini, and I put my Insta360 Go on the top, which can now record for 5 minutes. And I flew it around my house. And that was a lot of fun, but this was almost too big to fly in my house. With furniture and stuff around it and stuff like that. But I think it'd be a lot of fun in like a gymnasium or something. So I did that. Quarantine has made me do some interesting things. I used to be able to drive to work and stop by parks and do drone videos, and right now I'm just kind of stuck at my house, and there's only so many videos you can do from your backyard until it starts getting boring. So yeah. So how do you feel about Google Ads and using that to promote your videos? So that's an interesting topic. I don't necessarily want to promote. Let's see. I don't know, because Google Ads, like, I don't want to pay to promote my videos, because there's a good enough algorithm, YouTube, if you just do a good job, and put the right text on your videos will be seen. So over the last several years, where I've found I make the most on YouTube is talking about something that's useful, making sure that what you're talking about is on Amazon, and then making affiliate links to purchase what you're talking about. It's one thing to talk about something that's someone gave you for free. I'll talk about it right now. Where is it at? So I will be talking about this tripod in an upcoming video when I talk about the GoPro. It is a lot like the Tesla tripod that I told you guys about, except this one is made out of aluminum, so it's heavy, but it gives you a good weighted grip for your GoPro or your Insta360 R. What I like about this is it's got these locks, and you can lock them anywhere along the lines, and it's solid. Okay. I thought this came even further. It's a lot easier if you have a camera on it too. So there's that, and then if you bring, I can't do this there. If you pull these out, then it makes a little tripod. So I had a girl on Facebook send me that for free to talk about it on my YouTube channel. So what the good thing about that is she sent it to me for free, so I didn't have to buy it. I can do a video about it, so it's a free item that I can do a video about. So free subject, and then I can point people to Amazon, my Amazon shopping site, and people can either buy that tripod, because it's a cool little tripod, and I think it's only like $15 or $20. So I mean, it's doable for most people. Great little thing to keep in your backpack when you're traveling, and set it up on the table you're eating at the beach, and take a quick little video of you and your honey drinking Mai Tais. But then, so I can promote that product to other people, and then and it's a ridiculous amount. Like, it's like, I think I sold a $2,000 drone on Amazon, and I got $6 for it. Something like that. But for me, I'll make, like, if you go back and look at my numbers, I'll sell thousands of items on Amazon. And so I'll get like $250 for that. And there are videos that I made years ago that are still sending people to Amazon. And when people buy anything on Amazon after they've clicked on my link, so they can click on a tripod that I sent them to, and they could be like, I don't really want to buy a tripod right now, but I do need some toilet paper. So if they go buy some toilet paper, then I get a cut of that toilet paper, because I referred that person to Amazon. So that's really how I make a lot of my money. There was for a while I was doing $20 Tuesdays, and I would just buy an item for $20, and then I would do a video about it. Some videos were good. Actually, every video that I've done on my channel are things that I would use. There's a couple products where I went a little crazy with on the DJI Osmo Pocket because I was kind of making fun of the fact that they put out an 80% camera and then you had to buy a bunch of accessories to actually make it function. Like you had to buy an accessory to add Wi-Fi to the camera. What? I think that was 2018. 2018, you gotta buy an extra accessory just so you can use the Wi-Fi. But yeah, the $20 Tuesdays went really well. But then I moved my live stream to Tuesday nights, so I didn't want to put out a video at the same time that I had my live stream. I didn't want to like spam someone's inbox with, "Hey, here's Shawn on Tuesday. It's Tuesday Shawn Day." You know, I didn't want to do all that. So maybe I'll do $30 Thursdays or something. But it was something that was really, it was a really cool little video, and everybody can spare $20 here and there for something fun. So, yeah. Whew. So is there any questions you guys have for me about anything we've talked about tonight or anything that you've seen on my videos? I was also thinking about doing several videos on how to run a YouTube channel. Is that something that would interest you guys, or would you guys just skip by that? What do you guys come to my channel for? Do you come to my channel for drones, or for 360 cameras, or for my debonair personality? Why do you guys come to my channel to watch my channel? I know we have, I've made a lot of friends on this live chat with it. It's kind of fun to hang out, but when will we see footage from the 360 drone? Let's see. Barbecue tips. Is that what you want to see, Nacho? Let me see. I can show you what I did earlier today. I will say that it messed up my GPS here and there. Like there were sometimes during the flight my GPS cut out and my drone started swaying a little bit, which I'm not new to. I mean, I used to do that all the time and completely kill my GPS on my DJI Mavic Pro. So I know how to fly it without a GPS because I've definitely done some stupid things with that drone. Let's see, is this it? What? No. That one? Yep. I'm going to try to open it up in the GoPro player. So we'll see what happens. This might kill the stream. If it does, have a good night, guys. Peace out. I'm going to close Sketch for now. All right. GoPro player is taking a while. And I'm going to run it in. So I put so you know how it has a lens, it has two lenses? I put the lenses in the wrong place. So when you put the drone together, well, I'm not going to get on that. When you put the drone together, there's a word that says flow state. You need to be able to read that flow state. Okay? So the first thing I did wrong, and we will put it over here. As you can see, the first thing that I did wrong was yeah. So this is the reframe. Yeah, the first thing I did wrong was I put the lenses on the wrong way. So I'm going to move this around. And the stitch line, because the lenses are so far apart, the stitch line is crap. It's total crap. But after you get up in the air a little bit, it'll be fine. But and what I did was I flew around my yard. So I flew really close to my house just because I wanted to. This was just a quick test for me to see what it was doing. It was a little windy out. So all those disclaimers, here we go. All right, I don't want to reframe or do anything. Let's see what that does. Nope. Yeah, so see, it's got my level. So. All right, so that's a good horizon right there. And I'm gonna mute it because it's really annoying, because it just sounds like you know, a bunch of bees. And my computer is not going to be able to run a live stream and play this video at the same time. So you'll be able to see this video on my channel. So I thought I could switch to. There we go. What are you doing? Oh, it took a picture. Sorry, I'm winding down, guys, as you can tell. All right, so here's equirectangular. So here's just an example of what the stitch line is. Stitched very well, guys. You know, once you're up a little bit. Now, every once in a while, my siding on my house will like flip out. I wish it would have. I wish I could flip it. Oh, there we go. So it's playing back at 6K right now. I'm going to play it back at 3K because you guys are watching the stream right now. It's still choppy. But what was cool about it is this was, all I did was put it into the studio and render it. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll put it in the studio. Let's quit that. I got you. All right, let's open. All right. All right. Well, that just didn't like that, did it? So that was the rendered file. So let's try this again. Send it here. Now this might kill my computer as well, because it's going to be doing a lot of things. All right. All right. So I really wish it was straight, but we're going to go around like this. And I'm going to do Tiny Planet just so you guys can see. You'll be able to tell right here how good the stitch is and kind of where things are. Man, it's annoying. Bassmaster asks if is it pivotal for you to have a good background. I don't think it's pivotal. I think it speaks to the quality of your presentation. Like I spoke to it earlier, where you want to have you want to improve yourself every day. Okay. So when I started out my YouTube channel, it was just at my dining room table. It was a white wall. I tried to make my colors all I tried to make them like brown and warm and stuff like that, kind of artsy looking. But I didn't want to, every day I got better. And in my apartment, I was stuck in this tiny little hole in my apartment, so I didn't really have much room to do anything. Whereas when we bought this house, we designated one of the rooms for me to have an office, and so I've turned this office into a kind of a studio. And the reason I have that curtain back there is just because my office is kind of a mess. So in this little hole, check this out. So if I zoom out there, then you can see, there's a wall back there, and it's kind of a mess right here. And so I kind of zoom in a little bit just so that it's, it's a better presentation. I don't think it's pivotal, but I think you should try to, put your best foot forward. So brush your teeth, comb your hair, little things like that. After a while is important if you want to continue to do cool things. Now, if you'll notice right here, guys, there is a little white line in the stitch, and I think that is either right there. There's kind of these weird little aberrations that happen, and I think that has to do with that lens guard. They look like water drops, but they're not water drops. But they're just there every once in a while. But as you can see, the farther I get away from my house, that stitch line's great. It's just when I'm really close to objects that it messes up. Something you can do when you render, but it didn't work this time, so I think they're going to fix it in a firmware update. There is a just like the Garmin Verb, you can lock direction. So I think that'll make this video a little bit easier to stomach. But what do you think, Nacho? I think the footage is cool. It just scared me a couple times. Back in the day when I put my GoPro session on a DJI Mavic or the Spark or the Air, I remember the camera had like, it was always trying to connect to my cell phone. And I feel like the Insta360, like right there, my head's cut off. It's kind of funny. But the Insta360 1R might be trying to connect to my cell phone and interfering with the GPS signal. And so that GoPro, whenever I turned all of the network, all the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth off of the camera, all of a sudden I got my GPS signal back on my Spark. So if that's the case with this camera, then I might just need to play around with it a little bit more. But overall, I think the video turned out pretty good. It was a crappy day. This was this morning. First thing, the sun eventually came out, but this part right here, I do think the quality is pretty awesome though. And it will definitely make for some fun video. I do notice that it kind of wiggles back and forth, so the stabilization is not as great as I thought it was going to be. So we'll have to see what happens there. This generated 3 files. It was a left-right file, a left file, and a right file. So I think the left-right file had telemetry in it. And I do a weird thing when I try to catch drones. I was trying not to cut myself because I've cut my arm before. So yeah, there it is, Nacho. It'll be in my unboxing video coming up. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like this chat. I had a great time hanging out with you guys. Stay tuned for more videos on the Aerial Edition this week. I'm probably going to unbox that remote control and try to do some GPSing. And I have the Insta360 motorcycle bundle that I think Nacho would have a good time with. I don't have a motorcycle, but I have an e-bike that I'm going to be testing these out on. So I'm going to be doing, a fun little video of me riding on a trail, using a whole bunch of different angles with that little kit. Oh, thanks, Newman. I appreciate that. See you next week. Too much buffering. I'm sorry, Steve. That really sucks. You had a lot of buffering tonight. But hope you guys have a wonderful night. Catch you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications or when I put out more videos on really cool stuff. Have a wonderful night, guys.